everyone, this is Sunette and welcome back to Meaning Making. Today we're going to be talking about the symptoms of depression. Now the symptoms, it's hard to talk about that because it could look very different in different people. But this is more or less what you can look out for. Now there's 4 components: emotional, thoughts, behavior and physical symptoms. So we're going to look into that. Now let's start with emotions first. There could be a sadness that's ongoing with kind of an inability to get through the day. It's gonna affect your social life, your life at home with your family, and your work life. It's gonna affect all those areas of your life and not just be kind of located in one area of your life. So it's not about a certain person that has hurt you and now you're sad. It's a general sadness that affects your whole life. Then anxiety. Depression always goes with anxiety. Feelings of guilt, anger, mood swings, feelings of helplessness or hopelessness and irritability. That is very normal for depression, but you're not necessarily going to have all those symptoms. Okay. So then going to our thoughts, frequent self-criticism, impaired memory and concentration. This is a big one, it's very common. Indecisiveness, confusion, and thoughts of death and suicide. Again, with all these symptoms, it doesn't mean you're going to have all the symptoms that I'm naming. Then behavioral symptoms. Crying, withdrawal from others, isolation is a very big one, very common. Neglect responsibilities, change in personal appearance, moving more slowly, doing everything you're doing much slower than before, being agitated or unable to settle. Then physical symptoms are chronic fatigue, lack of energy, sleeping too much or too little, weight gain or weight loss, loss of motivation, substance abuse and unexplained aches and pains. Now, where we have to be careful is that people go into either a fight or a flight mode when they're going through a tough time. And that naturally happens in your body and you don't have any control over whether you're a fighter or a fleer. So fighting could look like aggression and fleeing could look like depression, but actually both are could be part of depression. So a person who naturally fights when in a tough situation could cry often, get out of bed, put on nice clothes, put on makeup, because they're trying to make themselves feel better. They're trying to do something that makes them feel good about themselves. They take care of themselves, they talk, they can overeat and struggle to sleep. Those are the fighters. So they are the most, I would say, the most dangerous part of depression, because they look like they are doing okay. Because they're trying to make themselves better, feel better, by socializing and getting dressed and putting makeup on and doing things like exercising and going out with friends to try and make themselves feel better. And people don't notice that they have depression because they look just fine. And those are the people who suddenly out of the blue commit suicide, and people are just so shocked and they can't believe this happened to them because they seem to be just fine. Then the people who flee can't feel anything. Their emotions are totally numb. They can't get out of bed. They neglect self-care. They don't talk to others. They isolate. They don't have an appetite and they sleep long hours. So those are the ones that you can see clearly. This guy has depression, we need to get him out. The other one, the fighter, is the guy that we need to be very careful and really make sure we have to be so close to people. The people in our lives, we need to be so close to them and know what they're going through. And understand that if you see these things, but you know this person is going through a rough time, keep your ears open, keep your eyes open, because they may not be doing as well as you think. So if they're going through a rough time, keep asking the question, how are you really doing? Because it's really important. So these are the symptoms of depression.